Yeah. All of my youngest, some savages running your trap, at you up with them packages. Rob you for bricks, finesse you for pounds. Fuck all that talking, they laying you down.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you some basic combat and build generators. Now, the reason why I'm creating this video is because I've actually seen a lot of new people, and a lot of people who played this game before have issues with fighting with higher ranking players. Now, there are actually a lot of ways to beat people who are way better than you, and that all comes down to knowing the basics of combat. There are a lot of people who don't know how to perfect block, which means you could block right clicks. There's a lot of people who don't know how to parry. There's a lot of people who don't know movement at all. So movement, what I mean by movement is just try to bait your opponent into you. Alright, I'm going to be teaching you how to do all that. Alright, so this is going to be a basic swing, which is going to be your M1, so left click. That's basically your first swing, and if you continue to M1, it's going to send them back. Now you could stop with 4 M1, and they won't be pushed back, meaning you could continue a combo if they try to back off away from you. So like when I continue the M4, just back off. Now if they start to back off or dodge backwards, which you start dodge backwards like Q, you could actually dodge into them and continue the hits. Now the next thing, we're going to be heavy attacks. Heavy attacks basically are used to either block real quick, like when the opponent is blocking, you could stun them. And there's another thing where you could actually push them back if you're on low 1 HP and you have to get some space in between you and your opponent. So you could there's something called a combo extender, where if you do 3 M1s, 1, 2, 3, and you right click, you actually get to continue your combos. Now there's something called parrying. If you hold F and your opponent hits you 3 times, and you M1, you parry them, and you can continue your combo. So you can continue with 3 basic M1, and then a right click, and then continue the 5. Now there's also something called perfect blocking, where if you hold F at the right time when your opponent is gonna start to right click you, which pretty much you just spam that, which is not working right now actually. Alright, that's pretty much a perfect block, and you continue your combo extender combo, and you can pretty much can kill them without you having to parrying or make any rash decisions on you dying. Now, if you're gonna try to do perfect blocks, eventually your opponent will know what you're gonna try to do and will actually spam right click. Now, sometimes perfect blocking, if you perfect block at the wrong time, which you light M1 me, you could also block, but they could also still hit you and send you into a combo, and that could actually be detrimental to your health. And you pretty much almost lose the fight every time if they know how to cancel a perfect block by right clicking. Now, the way to counter this is if you hold F to bait them to think that you're gonna just hold F to block M1, and if they try to right click you, right click me, and you, oh well, I messed up on that one. Do it again. And you spam F, it's gonna perfect block them. So pretty much you just want to bait them into right clicking you. Now, the next thing is you want to learn how to move. So movement is basically just to try to confuse your enemy into trying to think that they're gonna rush you, and you actually do want them to rush you instead. So if they rush you, so Q into me, dodge into me, back off, and then go in. Oh well, he hit me still. So do it again. Q into me, and then you can continue your combo. Now, there's different ways to bait your opponent. Like I said before, you could hold F and make it Q into you to try the right click. So Q into me, and you could actually back off with you dodging backwards. Since if you hold F, which is the block button, and you press S and you Q backwards, there's actually a different animation for block. So if you put me in a combo extender, and if you hold F, you can actually cancel the combo extender. They're gonna M1 you. If they know how to cancel a baiting block, they could actually right click you and they'll actually stun you, and then they can put you in another combo extender. Now we're gonna do some movement. So different ways to train your movement or to actually execute a movement is to actually utilize your S and D and not your W. You could even utilize your S to dodge backwards into them, since if you dodge backwards into them, you could actually hit them from the back. That sounded wrong. You could actually hit them backwards. And if you use your A and D, you could curve into them, and you could hit their back. Same way. This way. This way. But if you dodge into them, they could actually hit you before you even hit them. So if they time it right, they could hit you like that before I was even able to hit them. Alright, so we're actually gonna do some 1v1s real quick, just reset. Oh wow, that actually got to me, what the hell? Alright. Timing the F key to block the combo extender is really good. I broke his sword. Don't repair it. Breaking someone's sword is gonna make you pretty much win, because what ends up happening is their range is cut in half pretty much, and along with their range, their damage is also output is slower. Or lower, my bad, not slower, lower. So if you can get lucky and break their sword, you pretty much win. And that's just all luck based. Now,
broke up with my ex-girl. Here's a number.
What's that shit say?
Psych! That's the wrong number!
different weapons have different specs, and what I mean by specs is reverse stance, I believe, has more range and speed than the Phoenix stance, but the Phoenix stance has I think a little bit less range but higher damage output, and has almost the exact same speed, or a little bit less speed. But there's also the Mongolian stance, which has actually less range than the beginner stance, but high damage output. And then there's also the steady stance. With that, actually, there's a special thing with this stance where it takes 0 stamina from the player's stamina pool. And there's also one more, which is the offensive stance, which pretty much sucks. It's pretty much the beginner stance, but one extra step. So that completes the guide for basic combat. Like, subscribe, and share this, because there are a lot of people who don't know how to fight in this game. And when everyone knows how to fight, everything is fair and it makes everything fun.